Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Tarana Ali, and today we're going to look at why and how having goals alone cannot be very fruitful, especially when it comes to accomplishing a particular goal. So we're going to break this down into 5 main key points, with point number 1 being forget goals, focus on systems instead. So first things first, let's clarify the difference between goals and systems. So goals are the outcome or the result that you want to achieve, whereas systems are the steps you take or the process you follow to achieve a particular goal. Let's say you are to play some kind of sport and you want to make the best scores. So it would be absolutely ridiculous if you were to stare at the scoreboard the entire time without focusing on the play itself. You need to be able to put in the work, focus on the play, and the score will take care of itself. Hence, the systems that you built are more important than the goal itself. Yet, of course, goals are not entirely pointless. They help you set a direction you want to be headed in, but systems are key to making and tracking your progress. Key point number 2 is winners and losers have the same goals. Now coming back to our sport example, there most definitely is going to be a winner. Now the question is, if you were to identify a common denominator between a winner and a loser, what would that be? It would probably be the fact that they both wanted to win the game, meaning they both had the same goal. And finally, if you were to point out a difference between the winner and the loser, what would that be? It's the systems they built to make progress in their play. So this basically boils down to the fact that winners and losers share the same goals, but what sets them apart is the systems they followed that determines the ultimate success. Key point number 3 is goals are short-lived. So if your goal is to shed a few kilos within a couple of months, the moment you hit that desired number, your binge eating habits will slowly but surely be back, which led you to the problem in the first place. So what you've done here is treated the symptom on a surface level without addressing the underlying cause of it. But if you were to rather eat healthy most of the time, you wouldn't necessarily have to worry about your weight or having this undesired outcome in the first place, because you've managed to treat the problem on a root level. Same goes for us having to tidy up our room every now and then. So most of us have this chair in our rooms where we seem to recklessly toss off our clothes until it piles up to form a laundry, and then one day we gather the motivation to sort this out. Imagine having to clean up all the mess around that has accumulated over the days, and the kind of heavy lifting you now have to do as a result of not being mindful enough and keeping your laundry in the laundry basket and just keeping your space clean and tidy from the get-go. You are going to end up with a clean space for sure once you do the heavy lifting, but the point I'm trying to make here is, if you continue to maintain this sloppy behavior, you end up with the same mess yet again and find yourself going in loops. And the reason being that you've only treated the symptom of the problem and not addressed the underlying cause of it. So to be able to solve problems, you need to be able to think at systems level. Okay, so let's look at key point number 4, which is goals limit our happiness. We have this tendency of telling ourselves, once I reach this goal, I'll be happy. And I cannot tell you enough how many times I've actually fallen for this. So for me, it goes something like, once I buy this dress, I'll be happy. Or maybe once I buy this lampshade, I'll be happy. But honestly, it doesn't work like that. It makes you momentarily happy for sure once you reach the goal, but eventually you'll forget about it and move on to the next thing that you want to achieve. So basically what you're doing here is restricting your present self from devouring in the happiness and keeping it something for your future self to enjoy. But if you were to enjoy the process, then the outcome, you wouldn't have to be waiting to be happy that way. There's also this beautiful quote by Brandon Sanderson, which is something I genuinely live by these days, which is journey before destination. And I think it's so crucial to be able to live in the moment and enjoy as we make progress bit by bit without having to keep it as something to be enjoyed in the end. The last and final key point is goals are at odds with long-term progress. Now, as we mentioned earlier, shedding a few kilos can be a brilliant achievement, but not an everlasting one if we stop making progress once we reach our goal. James Clear says in his book Atomic Habits, "The purpose of setting goals is to win the game, and the purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game." If you're seeking optimal fulfillment, you cannot solely rely on your motivation to reach your goal. It's the commitment to your process that helps you lead the life of your dreams. So if you want to learn more about goal setting, building healthy habits, this is the book for you, Atomic Habits by James Clear. And not gonna lie, I genuinely enjoyed reading this book to the point that I actually implemented some aspects of it into my routine. And the good news is I've actually seen some results. So if you've come this far, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you spending this time with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!